With the chilly change in the weather, could come more coughs and sniffles. On average, children do get sick more often than adults because their immune systems aren't fully developed and because they come in contact with a lot of other sick kids at daycares and schools. We all know when a child is sick, not only should they stay home, of course, but mom and dad usually have to miss a day of work. But avoiding that time off and a trip to the doctor's office might be easier than you think. Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine editor Angela-Ardolino joins us now again with a little more advice on this. Appreciate you stopping by again. We're going to start with this whole idea of getting more rest and how important bedtime is for young children. Get their bodies in shape and keep them healthy.
The three important things we need to remember when it comes to our kids and keeping them healthy and skipping sick days is sleeping, eating, and washing their hands actually makes a huge difference on whether they'll catch someone's cold or how to prevent it. So sleeping is very important, and keeping a sleep pattern that kids are used to and consistency is something that's so important. Kids need 10 to 11 hours of sleep a night, so it's very important to make sure that we follow a schedule and get that sleep that they need, and it'll help prevent them from getting sick or catching an illness.
You know, that's hard to do a lot of times. Families are so busy. You got school, you got after school, you got homework. A lot of things going on. So I like this idea of preparing an organizational chart to kind of keep kids on track.
Absolutely, and always make sure that if bedtime is at a certain time, that 30 minutes before bedtime happens, that they're getting everything that they need done, preparing for the day before, getting their chores done, washing their hands, brush their teeth, maybe even read a book so that they calm down before they go to bed, and it's easier for them to get into a habit.
Yeah, we like the whole idea of bath time, shower time right before bed, give them a chance to wind down.
But it's important when you're talking, and maybe if you have a kid that doesn't want to go to sleep or doesn't feel tired, for them to understand why it's important for them to get enough sleep, because it will help them prevent them from getting sick in the first place.
Right. And the other thing you mentioned, of course, of the three, the next is eating. Right. Eating healthy. That's a constant challenge.
Same thing. You know, kids love to eat the junk food because it tastes good, but if they don't get anything nutritional, again, their immune system is going down and they're not getting the nutrients they get, and then they'll be more apt to catch something. So eating, and again, explaining to them why we need to eat these vegetables and how many of these vegetables do you eat, and if you eat this, then maybe we can have something else, but you have to have these things to get the nutrients. And they understand. They know why they're doing something, they're more apt to do it.
And a good chewable vitamin doesn't hurt either,
no,
right?
No, absolutely won't hurt anything. As long as it's a natural and doesn't have any bad stuff in it, a vitamin is always a great idea. And they've got them in gummy and everything now, so kids actually love to take them.
We like that too. The third thing on the list is keeping your hands washed. You know, I was telling you during the break there that my wife and I used to just dread the month of September, because you knew after the summer you send the kids back to school, everything goes in their mouths. Preschool, elementary school was the worst, and you knew they were going to come down with something, then it spreads through the whole house.
That's right.
Washing hands is just a key.
It's the #1 most important thing that everybody can possibly do to help stop spreading viruses, bacterial infections, or any type of illness. So teaching your kids.
Good tips on teaching kids to do this.
That's right. Make it fun. If you don't do it, they're not going to do it. You know, when you're washing your hands, make it a special effort to make sure that you're washing your hands more often, and invite them, set a good example. I mean, there's been research where entire elementary school classes have implemented making sure that kids understand why they were washing their hands, that they did it on a regular basis, and their amount of sick kids that didn't come into school went down tremendously. And it was just from from teaching kids to wash their hands properly. So using soap, staying under plenty of time is the best thing that you could possibly do.
I like the happy birthday song rule too.
That's right. If you need to have them do a song, sing happy birthday twice while they're washing their hands with soap. Another great idea is to have a soap that maybe has a toy in the middle of it, so they're trying to work towards washing that soap down till it gets to that toy.
Down to the
and another important thing is that when your child does get sick, not to automatically give them antibiotics. I know a lot of parents get mad when they take them to the doctor and the doctor doesn't give them antibiotics and says, oh, it just needs to go through, and their kid is sick and tired and doesn't feel good.
Helps you build up your immune system.
But if you know, there's a huge problem in the United States of overdosing children with antibiotics, and it's become a big problem. It doesn't work. They're for viruses, for bacterial infections, not for viruses.
Good tips.
Thank you,
Angela. Appreciate it. She'll be back next week. Talk more about making the mornings easier. Always a challenge. And if you missed any of those points, we posted them on abcactionnews.com. You'll find more information as well on the Tampa Bay Parenting website, tvparenting.com. While you're there, sign up for a free subscription.